What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with another crazy future box video, and this one is going to revolve around Iron Valiant EX. Whereas last time I relied on Iron Hands to take out my low HP unevolved Pokemon, this time I'm relying on Tachyon Bits, where once during your turn when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This can set up massive KOs against Pokemon like Badoo, any Duskulls, any Ralts, any Charmanders, any Dreepies. There are so many unevolved stage 2 decks, stage 2 decks running around that there's a bunch of unevolved Pokemon that you can set yourself up for massive KOs. Laser Blade doing 200 damage is phenomenal because when you pair that up with, Iron Crown, you can boost that damage by 20 for every Iron Crown you have in play with Cobalt Command. Now, Iron Crown itself is also one of the most underrated attackers in this deck, since you can do 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So if you use Tachyon Bits to set up a bunch of damage counters, for example, 2 damage on 2 Pokemon, with the 50 you can hit 70 damage on 2 unevolved stage 2 Pokemon, taking some big KOs and getting after a lot of decks that abuse Buddy Poffin. So the combo between these 2 Pokemon is kind of phenomenal. We also have access to Mew EX, which is good for its restart, but also its genome hacking attack, since we can choose one of our opponent's active attacks and then copy that and usually swing for Oko or solid 2-shot damage, so that Iron Valiant's either Tachyon Bits or Laser Blade, can clutch up. The one of Uxie is kind of my favorite card in the deck. I love being able to use Painful Memories and put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon, because that can also set yourself up to just litter damage around and then move that to take huge KOs. Often you are taking multiple prize turns, since you can use Iron Valiant to take KOs on the middle of your turn with Tachyon Bits, and then you can use any range of attacks to clean up whatever Pokemon you leave in the active spot. Now, if you're wondering how to set up energy in this deck, we are, of course, because it is a Future Box deck, playing it with Miraidon. With Peak Acceleration, we can do 40 damage to our opponent's active, which can often be boosted with your Iron Crowns, and then you get 2 basic energy cards and attach them to your future Pokemon in any way you like. For the late game cleanup, we are playing 1 copy of Bloodmoon Ursaluna. For some draw, we have Fezandipiti with Flip the Script, and for some Pseudo Gust, we got Hyper Blower Iron Bundle, which proves to be very effective in a deck like this, where oftentimes you don't need our opponent's active Pokemon to be in the active spot if we're going to clean up a KO with Iron Valiant. So Iron Bundle is a very nice one of. I definitely recommend keeping it in this deck. In terms of switching out our Pokemon, we have an insane amount of switching cards. We got Prime Catcher as our A-Spec. We have both 3 Switch and 3 Switch cards to make sure we can pivot out via items. We have 2 copies of Jet Energy and even 1 Surfer in the list. And Surfer is awesome to draw into a bigger hand and pivot between a different Pokemon. To make sure that we got the free retreat Pokemon in play without Mew EX, we're also playing 3 copies of Future Booster Energy Capsule. I feel like most times when I'm playing this, I love it on an Iron Crown, so that when our Pokemon is KO'd, we can promote Iron Crown and then retreat into an Iron Valiant to take advantage of Tachyon Bits. We're playing 1 copy of Devolution so that we can set up multiple KOs on evolved Pokemon by just getting a bunch of random Pokemon to 70 damage, as well as 2 copies of Gift Energy to make sure that when our active is KO'd, we can draw up to 7 cards. Because sometimes the hand is a little bit small in this deck, we don't have the most insane draw engine if our opponent is not taking KOs with Fezandipiti. We're playing 4 copies of Arven and 3 copies of our Iono as our main supporter engine, with 2 Boss, 2 Research, and 1 Kieran. Kieran functions as another pivot, but also allows our Pokemon to do 30 more damage to our opponent's active EX and V, which can be massive when we're trying to 2-shot something like a Dragapult EX or a Charizard EX. The other option is to make sure that our one of Gravity Mountain is in play, so we can knock off some HP from those big stage 2 Pokemon by taking away 30 from them, and oftentimes I feel like the 30 damage is what's needed. So whether you get it from Kieran or you get it from Gravity Mountain, it is a great play either way. In this deck, we're only playing 1 copy of Nest Ball because we rarely need to pull out a Pokemon with Nest Ball that is not a future Pokemon. So this Nest Ball can either get us to Fez, which could help us get drawing, or get us to Bloodmoon Ursaluna in the late game if we didn't draw into Fez. We've got 3 copies of Techno Radar to pull out our future Pokemon. We discard a card from our hand, and then we can search for 2 future Pokemon. And I feel like most times when you're playing this deck, you can really just set off Techno Radar. So it's kind of a sweet item to have in the deck. We've got one Rod, one Counter Catcher to make sure that we're bringing Pokemon back, as well as using our Gusting options, again, just to be annoying with our opponent's deck. Maybe bring up a Pokemon they don't want in the active spot and then spam some Tachyon Bits just to make sure we're doing damage elsewhere. I mean, this deck is a little chaotic. It's a fun Future Box build. I feel like most of the times you see Future Box, you really see it just paired with Iron Hands. This one doesn't play any hands. We're just going like straight Psychic Energy and just trying to run damage through Iron Crown, Iron Valiant, and occasionally, if needed, we got Uxie and Bloodmoon Ursaluna to make sure we're taking any big cleanup KOs or setting up extra damage elsewhere. Now, that is pretty much it for the deck. I hope you guys definitely enjoyed this video. I have a few awesome matches lined up for you guys, but before we hop into them, just wanted to remind everyone that I got that TCG Player affiliate link. So if you're going to TCG Player for any decks, deck accessories, or singles for any card game, doesn't matter what, make sure you hop on over to TCG Player via my link in the description down below. Just clicking on my link and then going about whatever you're ordering on TCG Player like normal will support the channel in a massive way, so thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that. Now, with that being said, let's hop into today's video and see how well Iron Valiant can do in today's format. Welcome to match number 1. We open up with a solid hand. We are going second. We're up against a Charizard EX deck, and we've got Miraidon in the active spot. We got a couple switch cards to make sure we're maybe getting extra Tachyon Bits and research to draw into a bigger hand, and my opponent gets down Entei V, a Pokemon I definitely didn't expect to see in a Charizard deck, but a Pokemon I am very prepared to deal with because we can swing for some great damage and take down an Entei pretty easily with Iron Valiant if we need to. So my opponent is going to retreat here, I'd assume into Entei, which, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be a little interesting. They're going to use their Fleet-Footed now, and they are most likely, I would assume, not going to pop Forest Seal Stone. There's not a huge chance. You know, like, we will KO them, and I'd assume, yeah, from their perspective, they're not too worried about that either. What do we got here? Honestly, I kind of like Arven. I think the best play for us here might just be to Arven for Future Booster Energy Capsule, as well as a Techno Radar Save Research for next turn. That way we now have a pivot with the Iron Crown. I'm going to get off Techno Radar. Actually, do I ever get 2 Iron Crowns here? I definitely get rid of a Research. We have Research in hand. I don't need this guy. I feel like pulling 2 Iron Crowns is kind of a play, right? We do have Iron Valiant. You know, I could go Iron Bundle too, which we could pull off Techno Radar. And then they would have to give me a Charmander, and then I could KO that Charmander, which could give us a huge prize. You know what? Let's go for it. Why not? It's a fun play, right? I could deal with I could deal with the Entei V at really any point. Let's get Iron Crown. Iron Bundle is a future Pokemon, so pulling it with Techno Radar is a very, very easy play. We're now going to use Hyper Blower to force our opponent to give us a Charmander, and I know they got 2. It's not perfect, but, you know, just dealing with 1 Charmander now always feels kind of nice. I like having the 2 switch cards. I think here I'm going to get the Future Booster Energy Capsule down on... Actually, do I mind it on Iron Valiant? I'm not sure. I'm going to use the 2 switch cards here. I'm going to go into Iron Valiant, then I'm going to use switch card to go back into Miraidon. We're going to put 20 damage on our opponent's active. And then I'm just going to switch card here. So now if my opponent does like a weird Gust Play and tries to stall me, I can just attach this tool and then pivot on whatever Pokemon I need to. So for now, we'll just swing for 60 damage, take a prize card, go up. And I know falling onto an odd prize card generally doesn't feel great. But in a deck like this, you can take so many random odd prize cards, like so many single prize KOs by just spamming Tachyon Bits, TM Devolution, or even using what do you call it, Twin Shuttles. So I like where we're sitting. I like our situation. Getting 2 Future Boost Energy Capsules, pulling one of the prizes does feel pretty good too. Now I can attach one to Iron Valiant, no problem, as well as Iron Crown, and I can pivot between multiple Pokemon. Even though I only have 1 free retreat a turn, or 1 retreat period a turn, I can now bounce between them. It kind of helps me out in case I make a small misplay or something like that. My opponent is going to go in with Entei and get a Magma Basin down on Charmander, excuse me. So if they don't do anything else this turn, we could be in a decent spot. They are using their V-Star power now, so we'll see what they search for. If I had to take a guess, it would be something like Arven, which can pull them Rare Candy, and then I'm assuming they have like Charizard or Ultra Ball or something like that in hand, and yeah, there's the Arven. Let's see if they get the Rare Candy or Ultra Ball. It really matters what piece of the puzzle they have, because they need to evolve Charmander this turn. They go Buddy Buddy Puffin Hero's Cape. Alright, yeah, I definitely didn't see that one coming. Maybe they're going to set up their bench a little bit more. That would be awesome. If you could pull out 1 more Peak Acceleration and just get some more energy accelerated, that would be huge. And they get a Charcadet and another Charmander. Alright, it's safe to say I have no idea what is going on in this match. They go Leftovers too? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be a mess. My opponent passes for a turn, which sets us up for a... That top deck feels so good. All right. Let's get our tools attached to our bench. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I think we go Prime Catcher on to who? Let's go into this Charmander. Right, because then I'm going to free retreat back into Miraidon. I'm going to promote Iron Valiant. I'm going to get 2 damage counters to play with. I'm going to smack those 2 damage counters on this Charmander. I mean, I don't hate it on Charcadet. An Armarouge could be very difficult to deal with, like an EX or something like that, if it's the EX. And we actually need it all full HP. I don't know what they're playing with that. I'm just going to throw that there, and we're going to use a research. I'm going to go Peak Acceleration for sure. Ooh, I like Uxie as well. Uxie feels pretty good. I don't mind another Iron Crown hitting the bench, as well as... Do I go another Iron Valiant? Or do I go Techno Radar and get rid of Valiant? Actually, I prized my other Iron Crowns. I saw I only took 2 of them out before. Or did I? No, maybe I had one in the... I don't remember. Either way. Let's get this Psychic Energy attached to my active. I think I'm overthinking it too much. I think I need to slow down, play my game, just hold my hand. We could swing 260, not going to help us too much. I'd rather swing for 80 damage here and take a big KO, which maybe means I should have pulled this Charmander. But it's fine. It's alright, we're already here. Maybe it was a small misplay. I didn't really totally think about getting another Iron Crown down, boosting the damage a little bit more. I was just playing it safe, and I knew for a fact that I had a KO on that guy. So I'll move the energy down onto Iron Crown EX, and now I got 2 awesome options here. I can take a huge KO with Laser Blade onto a Pokemon like Entei, or I could go Twin Shuttles and try to KO 2 unevolved, Pokemon. I can chase down a Charcadet, although it has way too much HP to deal with, for me to deal with at the moment, or I can chase down Charmander, both of which feel pretty amazing. Now, my hand is a little dead for next turn. If they take a KO, we're really not going to be drawing many cards because I have a whole lot of Pokemon in my hand, so maybe I should have done some extra benching just to get them out of my hand just in case, but we'll see. My opponent goes Magma Basin again, and they get the energy down on Charmander. They've got 6 cards in hand. They need a Rare Candy Charizard, and Armarouge. It is the EX. That's what I was worried about. So it has a Crimson Armor ability, where if this Pokemon is full HP, it takes 80 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon. So I was super scared about that. I forgot how that ability worked. I just knew it had to be full HP for it to take effect, which is why I wanted 2 damage counters. I wanted 20 damage done on it just in case. So my opponent played Jacques to get down Charmeleon and Charizard EX. We know for a fact is in their hand, but they might not be able to attack us this turn if they don't evolve or get another energy into play some other way. We know that they will be able to start attacking this turn. They pass for turn. Entei is the Pokemon to deal with. And we top deck Switch. Yeah, good night. Good night. Okay. How do we pull this off? So, let's get Iron Valiant down. Honestly, I might just bench down Iron Crown too. Just to get it. Or just to get another Pokemon down. I want to make sure my hand is as small as possible. Just to carry through with the rest of the game. Let's get an energy down on Iron Crown. And let's switch into Iron Valiant. Right? Because then we'll take 2 prize cards off Entei, and then we'll just have to deal with like a Charizard EX, Armarouge, something like that. We'll go Tachyon Bits. We'll throw some extra damage onto Charmeleon. Maybe we go Charmander. No, let's do Charmander. Let's get some extra damage here. And then we can swing with Laser Blade for 280 damage with some solid damage. Now, I've got Iron Crown for next turn as my backup attacker. I don't have a great attack to take a KO on, my opponent's obvious Charizard EX that's getting smacked down. So we'll just take 2 cards here. Ultra Ball Jet Energy does feel pretty good. That could allow us to get some extra damage counters down with Tachyon Bits. Uxie's kind of nice. It really depends if my opponent plays another benched Pokemon if I could win next turn with Iron Crown. I'm pretty confident that I could pivot between a couple Valiants and pull off an Iron Crown closing. It just matters what my opponent gets on their bench. We know they have Charizard EX in hand, and there it is. So they can get some energy in play. The other 3 cards are the mystery. Another basic Pokemon could potentially spell defeat for my opponent, but if they don't use another basic Pokemon, we'll have to deal with the Charizard, which is difficult, but we're in the driver's seat. I mean, we're up 4 prizes. Definitely don't want to count out Charizard, even if it's a crazy Charizard deck like this one, but I like having this big a lead. I feel pretty confident that we could close out match number 1 as long as we just, 2-3 shot our opponent's active. They'll go Chorus's Tenacity. What energy? They're looking for energy, a basic fire energy, and Community Center, which, again, this deck has all types of cards I was not expecting. I mean, Armor Rouge, Entei, Hero's Cape, all cards that you love to see in a Charizard deck. Definitely spices it up, takes it out of the norm, not even talking about their leftovers. I mean, that is an interesting card to have. And with Community Center, yeah, they could just heal 10 a turn. Okay, so it's not insane healing. It definitely does add up, though, since now they're going to get 20 from leftovers, and then can't talk. Good job, Chris. Charizard will be back at just 10 HP. So, for now, let's get... Actually, I don't know who to promote, to be honest. Let's promote Iron Crown. It has the pivot, so if I need a pivot into Tachyon Bits or something like that, we can. We'll see what we draw. I didn't have Gift on the Iron Valiant, so I wasn't able to draw a bunch of cards there, but that's okay. I'm confident that we can figure something out going into this next match. Sorry, just skipping the song. Who do we want to switch into? We have Switch and Jet, which is pretty huge, and I've got Ultra Ball, Techno Radar. You know what we could? We could take out a Fez. I probably don't need Uxie this matchup. I'll get rid of that, and let's get rid of Techno Radar. I'm probably not going to need many more future Pokemon either, other than the ones we got. We'll just set up an Iron Valiant if we need something else. I want to get Fez here, and I want to draw 3 cards. I've got a feeling we can make something happen with the Fezandipiti. So we'll use this. We'll use Flip the Script. I could have taken the Bear, too, just for when they inevitably KO my active. And we'll get the Bear and Kieran. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're chilling. We're chilling. All right. Let's see. How do we do this? Let's switch into Iron Valiant. We'll drop 20 damage on Charmander here. You just load up some more damage. And... I mean, we could switch back into Miraidon, get some more damage on Iron Valiant. They have 320 HP. We'd be swinging for 100 damage, right? That doesn't feel awful. We could do 30 more, swing for 130, and then Iron Valiant could easily clean up that mess. Actually, you know what? I like that play. I like that play a lot. So we could use Switch, and I'll hold Jet. Yeah, let's do that. Let's use Switch. Let's go into Miraidon. We'll use Kieran, get the 30 extra damage here, just so we have a card out of our hand, so that when my opponent KOs my active, I'll get some extra cards. And then we'll swing 130, doing some solid damage on my opponent's active, putting them in a difficult spot. We got the last 2 energy down. We'll throw them on Iron Valiant. That's going to be our big clean-up machine, and we still have a back pocket Iron Crown. And now we'll pass it on over to my opponent. Their Charizard EX is within KO range, so if they want to still play this game, they are going to have to retreat into Armor Rouge, which can easily swing for KO, but is not going to do anything too crazy for us past that. Now, they'll go Boss too. Actually, you know what? I'm taking Iron Crown here. Could be problem. Or Iron Valiant, yeah, and that is exactly what they are going to do. All right, that was a good play. It's actually exactly what my opponent had to do, too, if they didn't want to retreat. Now we don't have a great Pokemon to clean up, right? Or, you know what? Could we just go Bear? Because they'll have taken 4 prize cards. We just need 1 energy, which is going to be the Jet. You know what? That works. We'll just promote. It really doesn't matter. We'll throw Miraidon in the active. Oh. Okay, now we need Boss. I was like, that switch changes everything. They'll go 240, take a perfect KO on our, well, not perfect, they did more than enough, but a great KO on Iron Valiant, putting us in a very, very difficult spot. So we'll promote Iron Crown. We got the pivot, and I like the pivot. We'll definitely bench Bloodmoon Ursaluna, and we get Boss off the top deck. Good night. Good night, Streaks. Let's jet to Bloodmoon, bring it to the active. We don't even need Flip the Script. We'll just go Boss, bring up Charizard, swing 240. I tell my opponent's Charizard to hit the discard pile, take the last 2 prize cards needed to clutch up match number 1. Now, as a small surprise, I played one of the most insane matches with this deck on stream over the weekend, so I will be including that as match number 2. Definitely stick around for that one. That one was intense, and it was so back and forth, and honestly showcased this deck in a way I had totally never thought about it, so I can't wait to show you guys that. Let's hop into match number 3 after that, where I will see you guys, and we will close out the day with Iron Valiant EX. I don't know why I'm so, like, adamant about that. I thought I knew that card so well. I love it. It's 90 plus 30. Yeah, I was right. Okay. I was like, wait, do I not know my crazy bulk EX cards? I was like, if there's anything I know, it's my bulk bin. If it's a meta card, yeah, I'm probably going blank. But a bulk bin card, that's my flow. Dialga EX. Gotcha. That is 40 plus. 40 plus 40 for each metal energy attached. What am I doing here? They're playing Luminion. I don't have the most insane hand, but that's fine. We got a Nest Ball. Gonna pull out Miraidon. Actually, You know, we might even want to pull out a Mew restart here. To be honest, no, I'm still gonna go Miraidon just to set up. If nothing else, just one Iron Crown is better than nothing. We'll smack a gift energy down onto Miraidon. We'll use a switch to get Miraidon in the active spot, and we'll see what my opponent has in store going into the next turn. Everyone wants rotation at this point. Nah, I totally get it, Matt. I think the Prismatic evolution set, like as cool art-wise as it was very bad for just the player base right now, because now I feel like a lot of people are experiencing what feels like a very stale part of the format, just because nothing new was, except for like Badoo and Regigigas, nothing came out of the last. I mean, like the Evolution decks are kind of cool, but they're not like meta-changing decks. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think a lot of people are searching for something new to play, something crazy to play. Like at this point, I'm so down to pull out both bin cards. I've got a couple more videos planned. This is the one I wanted to record a little bit. We are under item lock, which is a shame because I actually might have been able to do something cool off with a cool Techno Radar play and whatnot. I could just Iron Bundle. Honestly, I don't hate it, like at all. They could put me under item lock again. If I could get damage down on Luminion and use that as a 2-prize KO, that would be huge. And I could also just bully a Badoo later. They want to keep me under item lock another turn. They could keep me under item lock for a turn. They could go in with Dreepy. That would be interesting to see. But we'll see. Yeah, my opponent definitely has a tough choice here. If they don't evolve into Dragapult this turn and switch it, that could be problematic. Getting some damage done on Luminion always feels very nice, though. So I'll swing for 60. If I could have used Techno Radar there, that would have been so big. But it's not the end of the world. I can get 2 energy down on Iron Crown and see what everyone's got. Gotta go, friend showed up. Sounds good, Ferret. I'll catch you later, man. So the energy recycler is back. Yo, thank gosh. Get use from the Heat Train cards I got with my scissor stuff. Oh, dude, sweet. That's awesome. Oh, Dialga, Xerneas, and Kyogre. Yeah, actually, I didn't even look at those. I saw For the Win posted a video on Xerneas. I actually didn't get to look at it. I should pull those up after this game. See what's going on. See what the play is. Now, this is interesting. This is a fun spot to be in. I can't switch card out of this, which means we might just have to swing, which is cool. I could hold a hand. Arven feels pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even hate using Iron Crown and just bullying up. And just bullying a couple of Dreepies, right? Or do I take out Badoo? Maybe I do take out Badoo. Maybe I take out Badoo and Luminion, honestly, right? Take out like Future Booster Energy Capsule and another switch card. We do have Techno Radar already. So I could use that the following turn to get some more Pokemon down. I really don't need more Pokemon this. I'm trying to think what is the best to KO. You know, I think the play is gonna be throw this guy here, smack the Psychic Energy on the bench. We'll retreat. I don't need to peak acceleration. We might as well use Iron Crown. Use Twin Shuttles. I could put some more damage counters on Luminion. That is just a 2-prize Pokemon waiting to get KO'd so easy. And Badoo, their board state is awful if they don't get Dracloaks down. So you know what? Let's just take out these 2 guys now. And I could bully some Dreepies with a Iron Valiant, and I could bully Luminion with Iron Valiant as well. Turn any card into exchange credits on TCG Live. Code cards to get some to play my own deck. Yeah, that's valid. I know I use celebrations the most to farm credits. I could show you how after this match. But yeah, I don't know. Just because I played during celebrations, so I had most of the set maxed out. So then, like, if I buy codes and I get celebrations codes, like with the purple credits or something, I get like 3,000-4,000 of the exchange credits every time. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Someone texted me about a class I'm in. Okay. I might have more homework than I thought this weekend. Which would not be good. That would be very bad. And of course my opponent got Fezandipiti and is able to play the game. And then Iono. That doesn't hurt too much. Depending on what they do. Or depending on what we get into. Both. This is fine. I can rock with this. We have a solid hand here. I don't even know if I'm going to Arven. Honestly, this might just be a research and pray hand. Or go Arven for Techno Radar. But would that save us? Actually, I don't know if it would. You know, I might be able to bully out that Dracloak with the Sparkling Crystal. Because I could Techno Radar for 2 Iron Valiants. I would just need to switch between both of them. So then but I can't go Arven for Techno Radar and a Switch Card. I could go for another Future Booster Energy Capsule. It doesn't help. That does, though, actually. Because then I can use my retreat now. Nope, same problem. Okay, that's fine. Jet changes everything. That's huge. Okay, that's Arven. Let's go Techno Radar. And let's get out another Future Booster Energy Capsule. Why not? We'll just litter these everywhere. I will Techno Radar. Honestly, I might have to get rid of one of them, though. Yeah, I'll get rid of one of these. We really don't need more than 2 in play. You can only retreat so many times a turn. We need 2 Valiants to get into our hand. So then we can do 40 between these. Iron Crown will do 50. KO that Dracloak right there. They'll have Dragapult EX. That's fine. We'll deal with that when we cross that bridge. So let's retreat into Iron Valiant. Let's get 20 damage done here. Let's use Jet Energy on this Iron Valiant. I want the Jet Energy on the Iron Valiant because that's going to be the Pokemon I swing with after I set up with Miraidon. So then we'll get 2 more damage counters here. And then we'll switch into Iron Crown EX, which will actually put my opponent's Luminion at 10 HP too. Why does it keep doing that? Do I click on the energies? That I am. I totally am. Okay, that makes sense. We'll swing with Twin Shuttles. I don't know who to put these damage counters on. Definitely one goes here. Take that KO there. And I think I like the one on Luminion. Guys, at 10 HP, that's like the easiest Tachyon Bits 2 prize KO ever. So we'll take one more prize card there. Kieran is solid too. Very, very solid card to draw into there. I'm kind of stoked about that. All right. Just got some from the sets I need stuff from. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I feel like if you're just farming credits, always a safe bet to just pick one set and just farm it to the max. Just so, you know, if you are buying code cards to get packs, there's no guarantee you get the cards you need. But if you just keep farming a set to the point where you have it completed, you get so many cards from the credits of duplicates. So that's why Celebrations is so good, is because there's only, I think, like 42, 46 cards, something like that, and all of them are minimum holo rarity. So it's pretty easy to max out, and then once you do, since it's such high rarity cards in this set, like holos, you know, there's like the EXs and level X cards in it, there's VMAXs, Vs, full art supporters, and stuff like that. You know, you get so many credits per, which is kind of sweet. Alright, my opponent is going to Artisan, get down another Duskull. We did make them waste Sparkling Crystal, so they do need the Fire Energy here. I believe they used Fezandipiti, yeah, and they used their Recon Directive too. They're going to Counter Catcher up Iron Crown without damage counters done to it. That is fine by me. They can put 2 damage counters on a whole bunch of Valiants and Crowns and whatnot on my bench if they actually pull off their Phantom Dive, which would make the most sense. Or maybe they go for like a Rare Candy type play into Dusknoir. Put us down to 3 prize cards. We actually might be able to clutch up a win like way sooner if they do that. So I'm curious to see what my opponent's got in store for us here. They go Dusclops. Do they Curse Blast? Do they have some other Gusting type card? Use Curse Blast. Oh, on Miraidon. Okay, interesting. That's fair. That's fair. So, oh, you know what though? If they do attack, they can KO Miraidon pretty easily now. All right. That makes sense. And then that'll make it harder to set up with an Iron Valiant. But we might actually be able to win now. I just need a couple more Valiants in play. And then a couple more Switch cards. So Kieran might not be the vibe. We might have to go in with a Research here. And if we get Prime Catcher, we can definitely pull it off. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge. No. Actually, we can pull it off no matter what. We've got all the cards in hand needed. We'll just use Twin Shuttles. Yo. Iron Valiant, who? Iron Crown is the best attacker in this deck. That is so much nicer to see than just put all the damage, just plop down right there. I don't know why I have not paid attention to that before. Okay. Very, very easy game for us to clutch up here. And a Switch card to seal the deal. Don't mind if I... Yes. Okay, so we'll switch into Iron Valiant. Right? Just making sure I'm doing this right. Sorry, just mathing my maths. We'll put 20 damage here. Then we'll go Future Booster Energy Capsule. We'll retreat into Iron Crown. And we'll use Twin Shuttles to take 3 prize cards closing out the game. So we'll put 5 there. We'll put 5 here. Boom. That's going in the video for sure. That was an awesome game. That was a absolutely stellar game by the deck. Definitely also a very non-linear line. Like, Deck was made in a way to use Iron Crown a lot. We didn't really, or to use Iron Valiant a lot. We didn't touch it. We just bullied them with an Iron Crown. So, yeah, that was an awesome one. Let's pull out one more. Let's pull out one more with Iron Crown. See what we can do. Welcome to match number 3. We have closed out match number 1 and 2, and here is our final task, taking down an Evolution deck to go for the perfect record with Iron Valiant EX. And I have to say, we have a hand of all hands to pull this off, with Vessel to dig us out some extra energy, Arven to set us up, and then Iono to follow up the turn. I mean, we got a lot going for us here. We got some pivot, we could use some Tachyon bits. I think the best play, go Arven for the Techno Radar, and Iron Crown right there is actually kind of nice too. Okay, so we'll definitely bench these guys. Need to get these guys down quick. We'll go Arven. With Arven, we will take what? Excuse me. We'll take Techno Radar and Future Booster Energy Capsule, I guess? Sorry for the cut again. All right, yeah, we'll take Techno Radar, Future Booster Energy Capsule. We will get the pivot down on Iron Crown. I mean, using the retreat here is kind of sweet. But I think it's more beneficial for us to get rid of Vessel. We have the energy needed. Let's just set up our board even more. You know what we could do? We could take Iron Bundle and just take a KO on Eevee. We could easily chase down a KO on whatever Eevee evolves into, I'm thinking. So you know what? Let's do that. Let's go Iron Bundle and Iron Crown to get some extra damage. No, we're already doing 60. Do I need another crown? I'll take one. I'll take one just to get one. I like this bundle play, though. I like being aggressive. I like taking a prize card here. If my opponent gets another Eevee down, they need a turn to evolve it, we could totally chase down a KO with Tachyon Bits and even a Twin Shuttles. So let's get an energy, well, not on Miraidon, that would be bad. Or excuse me, not on Iron Crown. Wow, can't talk. All right. I am not saying anything that is making sense. Let's get an energy down, not on Iron Bundle, but on Miraidon, and use Peak Acceleration for 80 and get 2 energy set up on Iron Valiant EX. Okay. Now that that statement has been said, let's pull it off correctly. We'll take our KO, get some energy down, and pass it on over to my opponent. We will go up 1 prize very early on in the game and see how my opponent responds. They're going to need a big play here. Jet energy to go in with Iron Valiant to clean up is going to feel awesome as well. So, now my opponent they have 6 cards in their hand. A supporter is something they need. They go Flareon EX, a Pokemon we can 100% take a KO on. The most that, I was gonna say the most damage they could do is Burning Charge. If they just have a manual attachment, we'll take the KO, set up any bench Pokemon if they get them down, but no, they actually will set up for a Carnelian, and they cannot play Boss's Order since they use Crispin, so they need a Prime Catcher, Counter Catcher, something of the item gusting type of sort to pull up Iron Valiant and put me on edge. But if they don't play any other cards from hands to get Pokemon, they're going to be in danger, but they had the Night Stretcher to get down Eevee. Alright, that was a good play from my opponent. We'll see what else they have. They go Burning Charge. Solid. Alright. How do we do this? Now, I think we're going to promote Iron Crown just to get the Future Booster Energy Capsule attached to it, and then we can always go Jet onto... Actually... No, hold up. Scratch that. We're going to promote Crown. We're going to put the Capsule on Crown and jet it to the active so we get the Tachyon Bits effect. And then I can also use that as my free retreat depending on if I get more Switch cards with the Iono. And we get another Iono there. Okay, so that definitely feels like the safest play to see if it's worth taking extra Tachyon Bits damage. For now, how much are we swinging? We're swinging 240 damage. This is going to be very relevant. I really want to deal with their active Pokemon. They got a Grass Energy down on the benched one, which is interesting. Doesn't tell me anything insane yet. So we'll get the tool attached to active, use that as our pivot, and Fezandipiti, which is going to be huge post Iono to give us a bigger hand and hopefully give us more Switch cards and maybe another Iron Valiant or Crown. You know what? Not perfect. This works. Can't complain. We'll go flip the script. I'll get some more cards to discard. If nothing else, Future Booster Energy Capsule can fall here, but no, we will get the Iron Valiant. That's pretty big. But I don't have another Switch card, do I? Okay. Not ideal. Not ideal. We're swinging 260. Actually, that's enough, though. We are swinging enough for KO. I can't get any extra energy attached. That's fine. We'll make it work. Let's just swing. Let's go Laser Blade. Take 2 prize cards. Go up 2 against my opponent and see how they respond to us. So off the prizes, we are going to be able to pull out a Boss's orders, Techno Radar, yeah, give me that. We're going to need Miraidon, especially with Jet Energy. If they take a KO, we're going to need to set up some more Pokemon. Definitely going to be an awesome play. So sorry for the many cuts and the long one here. I had like a crazy sneezing attack. I actually have no idea what is going on. All of a sudden, I was just getting hammered. But my opponent did a few things. They obviously evolved into Leafeon, and they were able to take the KO since they swing for 230 damage. We only have 220 HP. Makes things a little bit more difficult. But I believe in the follow-through. They went capturing Aroma, they flipped tails, or heads, excuse me, and they took Charizard EX, which also throws me for a loop. I have no idea what to say about that. For now, we'll throw up Iron Crown. And we still have a great hand to follow up with this. Iono is going to be a big help here, and doing some good chip damage with the single prize Miraidon is also something I'm looking forward to doing. Now, first things first, I think I want to go Techno Radar, get rid of the Ultra Ball, and then pull out the Miraidon and probably another Valiant, just to litter some damage counters down. I feel like that's going to be our strongest play. Now, we are going to get down Miraidon, Valiant. We've got the Retreat, we got the Switch Cart, we got the Jet, but I honestly might save it. I might just throw the gift out on Miraidon just to give us a big hand when my opponent inevitably takes a KO, because they could just spam, Moss a Gate this turn, which does solid damage. It heals 100 damage. Oh my god, is it from each bench Pokemon? Okay, thank gosh. I was going to say, if that thing heals 100 damage from their active, we're actually kind of cooked. So let's start pulling off this play. Let's retreat. Let's go to Iron Valiant. I know I've got Fez. I've got Iono. Those are going to be my best friends this turn. I'm going to get some extra damage down on Leafeon, just in case. I mean, we had Future Boost Energy Capsule attached to Iron Valiant last time, which actually was huge. I don't have that down this time. So I'm going to get, what, 40 damage done onto Leafeon EX again? Actually, no, I don't need to. I probably should have put Bolt that on their bench because I'm going to be swinging with Miraidon. Man, I don't think much, do I? It's going to be a negative. All right, I can't get Gift because I also forgot about switching out from my active. So we're just going to Jet. Jet Iono, flip the script, see what I got in store. I just want to guarantee that Miraidon is there, sitting in the active, because I think that's the most important thing for us. I'm also going to knock my opponent's hand back down to 3 cards, which should hopefully buy me a solid turn. Future Boost Energy Capsule and Switch is also pretty sweet. Let's go flip the script. See what I can draw into. Some more supporters would be huge. Surfer and Rod feel awesome. So with this, honestly, I might just Rod some extra energy back in the deck, just in case I didn't have enough, because I 100% didn't prime check. Actually, you know what? Let's do 2 energy and an iron bundle. I've just got a feeling bundle could be a little fun in the late game. We'll keep the hand. I'll just go peak acceleration for 80 damage, and I'll drop 2 more energy down onto an Iron Valiant. And then we'll see how my opponent responds for a turn. And thank gosh, actually, I put some energy back because we only had 2 in the deck. So now we could have a little bit more longevity, since we could set up both an Iron Crown and an Iron Valiant. Because we still have access to that gift energy that is somewhere in the deck. My opponent is going to draw for a turn. They're at 4 cards. If they don't get anything crazy down, we're going to take a KO on their active, and they might not have the best follow-up. Worker's not bad. It's a good draw 3. We don't have any stadiums in play, nor do we have a stadium that's really going to affect this deck, although they do play Charizard. Alright, actually, maybe our stadium wouldn't be awful in a deck like this, but no, they're just going to get the fire energy down on Leafeon, and we will probably see a Moss, a Gate, which will heal Eevee for full, you know, the 100 damage. It's only gotten 20. It'll go back to full HP, which is fine. You know, it's not doing anything too crazy, and we'll take a massive KO here on Leafeon EX, but my opponent is still in the driver's seat right now. They've got 2 prize cards left, and, well, I've got a 2 prize Pokemon sitting in the active, so it doesn't feel awesome. They didn't bench any Pokemon that I can use Tachyon Bits and KO, so we'll promote Iron Crown, see if there's anything that I can do besides just swing, but I don't believe so. I'm gonna go flip the script. Iono's the best card I can get here, and I pull it off. All right, yeah, we're chilling. Let's use my switch cards. Let's switch into, I should have, actually, no. I'm cool with not retreating, because I'm going to put Future Boost Energy Capsule on the active and then retreat that guy. Let's get some extra damage done onto Eevee. We have no idea what this evolves into, but we want to make sure that we could pull it off. Let's attach the free retreat pivot to the active. Let's retreat into Iron Valiant, which, again, gives us another Tachyon Bit, so I can get some more damage done on Eevee. And then I can attach the energy and rip an Iono. And this, I think, puts us in the absolute best spot I could be in. My opponent's going to be at 2 cards, 3 counting their top deck. They're going to need an Evolution Pokemon, a Crispin, to really pull off a KO that's going to make me sweat. For now, we're just going to go Leaf Blade for 260. And again, just pray they don't have that follow-through. Pray that Iono was able to be the MVP in Match 3 and really just clutch up on some massive disruption. We get a Research Energy, really not going to change anything. So Iron Valiant does have the effective attack. This Pokemon can't attack during the next turn, but we have Switch Cart in hand, so I can switch into Iron Valiant, or switch into Iron Crown just so it doesn't get the ability. Proc is just save some time, and then I can use my free retreat with Future Booster Energy Capsule, go back into Iron Valiant, swing for KO, boom, game done. My opponent's got 3 cards. 2 of them have to be EV Crispin, or Evolution, some sort of Evolution, just so they can have a bigger attack. That Fire Energy manual attach tells me that no matter what Evolution they evolve into, none of them need 2 Fire Energy to pull off a massive KO, so they don't got it. And it just comes down to us having to switch out, which we do in hand. So we'll go Switch Cart into Iron Crown. We'll use our free retreat to go back into Iron Valiant. Naturally, we have to use Tachyon Bits. It doesn't let us not. So we'll drop 20 damage on the active, swing 260, and close out match number 3 in style with a huge late game Iono disruption, clutching the day up with Iron Valiant EX into some solid decks. Match number 3 definitely, I think, felt the most comfortable. I think I sweat the least during it, but can't say it wasn't fun to play through. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I apologize for having a sneezing fit in the 3rd match and just being a little off today. It was a long one for me by the time I'm recording this, so thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I still hope you guys were able to enjoy the video, and for real, I appreciate all of you guys so much. And I know that I'm not really saying much about my day or what's going on, but for real, thank you guys for just being a part of this community, like, with me, and just giving me the shared space where I feel so excited and always have something to look forward to on days where I don't have class, because recording videos and just building this, like, community and being a part of this genuinely means so much to me. So, thank you. I appreciate all y'all. With that being said, stay epic. Peace.